Okay, so the last one I'm going to do this morning is for the Sunglass Fix's fire lens, or what they call their red-orange mirror. And it's similar to the Ruby lens, the OEM Ruby lens from 2012 that Oakley produced. And in front of you have 5 different Oakley frames. All but one have the mirror lens in them from Sunglass Fix, and one is the reference OEM Ruby. And if you're looking at them just straight up, it's hard to tell which one's got what, just based on angle and everything. But your reference one for this video is the deviation here in the center. This has it's from 2012, so this is the Ruby IR with the blue base lens, red orangish mirror, very little purple from back then compared to like the earlier Rubies. And then you have to the left and right 4 different Oakley frames with either base 6 or base 8 curves with a 15% VLT. And the fun part is, so it says on Sunglass Fix's website they're a black base or a gray base lens. However, the mirror gives them a similar blue field of view or viewing tone, just like the reference Ruby, which is ultimately what I was looking for when I was trying all these different red lenses I have in my case here. I was looking for that exact, I like the blue field of view. Some people don't. I like it. I like that cool blue view. So with that, we'll get into it. So here we have on the tail hook, and you'll see, all right, so it's reddish orange and then turns like a yellowish gold. Reminds me of more of like the original fire iridium from back in the day. I think before Ruby came along. That I had in my first generation or second generation of square wires. Then here we have the reference Ruby, and same thing, turns like a yellowish gold, reddish orange, everything. So looks very similar to me. Then you have a higher curvature wrap here with the crosshairs. And you see that yellowish gold on the outside, orange, red in the center when you're looking at them dead on. But where these become fun to me is, all right, so let's go ahead and we'll open up the deviation first. And we'll set it down. Then we're going to open up the crosshair here as the other one, as our point of field of view. So let's start with the deviation. Okay, these are the OEM lenses. And the OEM lenses have a blue field of view that most people are just not a big fan of. I like it, that cool blue when you're looking at things outside. So yeah, they're really nice. I like that. And if that's what you're looking for here, let me go ahead and pick up the crosshair. Then you want these from Sunglass Fix, because these are pretty much identical in field of view. That cool blue field of view that you're going to see, or color palette tone, to what you get with the factory Ruby. Which again, for me, that's what I was looking for. And so now in terms of how strong the mirror is, so let's go ahead. I'm going to put on the deviation so we can do a visual comparison. And I'm going to flip the camera over. So here's the deviation with the factory Ruby. Nice strong mirror, looks good. You get that, the way the color changes up and down, blue field of view, or cool blue field of view, neutral, if you will, tone. Now we'll put on the crosshair. Okay, same cool blue field of view, up, down, left and right, for the camera. And then to give you a more, give you an idea of what a even or a base 6, a flatter, is going to look like, similar to the deviation. We did the high wrap. Let's go ahead and put on the tail hook. So the tail hook here, and again, how it looks, the strength of the mirror is very nice, and you get that nice, cool, even blue field of view. So with that, we'll go back down here to what we had as the reference ones. And so yeah, if you're looking to replicate the OEM Ruby here, you can't go wrong with Sunglass Fix's red-orange mirror. They're pretty much one-to-one, damn near perfect. I don't know how they managed to do it, but I love them. If you want more of a purple, I recommend you go watch my other review I did where I said search for Ruby, and I compared the 4 big brands that make, you know, that consistently make a couple different tones of red, where I compared Fuse, Revant, Seek Optics, and Sunglass Fix. And I compared all 4 top tiers, so the Revant Elite, the Fuse Amp, the Seek Optics, Polarized, I don't know what you want to call it, Improved Clarity or Elite, and then the Sunglass Fix SFX Ultra, where they still offer that mirror. They don't offer it in the Bio line, or I would have bought the top tier. So that gives you 4 different viewing options. Again, just the way the mirror is, it's like a fire, or the Ruby from this 2012 line reminds me more of the Fire Iridium, truthfully, than Ruby. But either way, beautiful lenses. And then, you know, the reason why I like these, and I'm a big fan of the blue, I can't stand the Ruby we have today with Prism, with the amber base. I don't really like the orange field of view. It's not for me. Some people like that. I prefer like a gray neutral or a blue or a cool tone for my eyes. So for me, these are perfect. So hopefully this gives you some information that's helpful. And if it swayed you into purchasing them, great. If it's not what you're looking for and you're trying to stay away from that particular era of Ruby, from that 2012 era where they kind of shifted to that blue view, then at least you know before you order these and wait for them to come from Australia, which is where Sunglass Fix is based out of. Their mirror is very consistent, though. You see it in these tail pin. You see it over here in the Gauge 8. You know, the mirror is very consistent regardless of which frame you put it in. So, and I do have a set for the Ruby for when those OEM lenses land out, or for the deviation, all ready to go in there. That I ordered and fit checked and everything, and they're just sitting there waiting to go in. So that's all I got. Hopefully this will help you be better informed when you make your lens purchasing decision. Have a great day.